Hi, my name is Gregory Tyler Bukus, and this is my 3D printer. So my project was to build a 3D printer, design a part within a CAD software, print said part, and use that part in a function of some kind. So I'm going to break down the printer, then discuss the part, and then show you its functionality, and then kind of talk through any trouble issues that I had. So, I only have a few minutes to do this, so I'm going to do my best. This is a Tron XY X5SA-400-LMA version 3D printer. The Tron took me about 10 hours to build, split up into 2 days. The fine-tuning took about 8 hours, and the workaround to get it to print properly took me about 24 hours, split up between a couple of days of trying to get it to work and things like that. The original plan of the design that I had was to build a structure that I called an S-hub that I designed for my capstone. Take each part and printed out something from what I designed. That did not turn out great. Ran into too many issues with the time constraints that I have. Couldn't do it. However, I did have in place an option to just build an assembly model that would be acceptable to show proof of concept that my design for my capstone could be doable within a printing and assembly setup. So instead I shifted gears into a model that you see right here. This model is just a little mount bracket that I'm using to hold 2 of my lightsabers up. It was pretty much just a fun little project, design it in the computer, build it, and then just have it work. Print time for the bracket took about 3 hours each, and I have 2 different versions. One that has a longer shaft for one that has a longer mount with inside, and the other one is a shorter one. So I have a few moments left for talk about the 3D printer. Print size of the bed is 400 millimeters by 400 millimeters by 400 millimeters down, which is a very large print bed. So later on I'll be able to do a lot larger prints, and it's a pretty versatile printer. It put together decently, even if the instructions were poorly done, but ultimately this whole thing came together just right for what I'm going to use it for. So my phase 1, build the printer. Phase 2, build the bracket. Ultimately I had to shift gears because I couldn't do my main print due to too many problems in the time constraint, like I said. But in the end, I'm very satisfied with how the prints came out once I got it printing properly. The overall issues that I did have and then continuing to have is adhesion at the first layer, which is extremely important. If your first layer doesn't go great, then the rest of the print process doesn't really work properly. And that's pretty much the firmware having struggles with identifying how high the Z-axis is to the print head, the nozzle that lays out the material, the filament. There are many types of filament. I chose to use PLA Plus, which takes up about 10 degrees more. And that's my project in a nutshell in about 5 minutes. And thank you for watching. And it was a lot of fun. And I would do it again, but I'd probably pick a smaller printer for a good test drive. Have a good one.